I'm restless, so give me something to do. I can't stay here because I need to dance. Jump around and show them how I move. Everybody will be on me, wanna join me when I take a shot. I'll be the center of attention like I was some kind of astronaut. Cause I'm shooting for the moon tonight and I got a feeling I'm gonna crash some stupid party. Tear the ceiling down in front of everybody. If someone's pouring up a drink, I'm calling shawty. I'm gonna find a crowd so I can put it on me. Swinging from the chandeliers, I won't be sorry. I got a feeling I'm gonna crash into this party.
I'm just an accident waiting to happen like.
Stop, yeah, I can't wait to hear that bass drop dance. It's all I wanna do right now. Oh, everybody will be on me, wanna join me when I take a shot. I'll be the center of attention like I was some kind of astronaut. Cause I'm shooting for the moon tonight and I got a feeling I'm gonna crash some stupid party. Tear the ceiling down in front of everybody. If someone's pouring up a drink, I'm calling shawty. I'm gonna find a crowd so I can put it on me. Swinging from the chandeliers, I won't be sorry. I got a feeling I'm gonna crash into this party. Cause I'm just an accident waiting. I'm restless, so give me something to do. I can't stay here because I need to dance. Jump around and show them how I move. Everybody will be on me, wanna join me when I take a shot. I'll be the center of attention like I was some kind of astronaut. Cause I'm shooting for the moon tonight and I got a feeling I'm gonna crash some stupid party. Tear the ceiling down in front of everybody. If someone's pouring up a drink, I'm calling shawty. I'm gonna find a crowd so I can put it on me. Swinging from the chandeliers, I won't be sorry. I got a feeling I'm gonna crash into this party.
I'm just an accident waiting to happen like.
to stop, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that bass drop dance. It's all I wanna do right now. Oh, everybody.
What's happening, everybody? I know it's Friday. It's Friday night. But I figured, why not? Why don't we do a live stream? We haven't done one in a very long time. Well, it's been a while. I mean, I don't know. It's been a very, very long time, but it's been a long time. So I figured, why not? Just do like an AMA kind of thing. Ask me anything, where we can talk about music business stuff. We can talk about basically anything and everything, or whatever you guys want to talk about, if that's cool with you. So we'll wait for a little while, let some people filter in so that the notifications just went out to everybody. But let's see. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. I think we're on Facebook. I think we're on LinkedIn and Periscope. Which I don't know if I forgot and didn't link it to Twitter or not. I don't know if we'll get into any gaming. I don't know if I'll end up playing some games or what. Who knows? There's absolutely no telling. We'll see. But more than anything, it just kind of, have a chance to catch up with you guys. We were live every week for the better part of a year. And now we haven't been live. I mean, I think we went live a couple weeks ago, but that was the first time in like 3 or 4 months, and it's been a while. So I just thought, well, why not? Don't have it. Nothing, like earth-shattering or shaking came out on Netflix today, so it's like not like anything I have to go catch up on or something that I want to get like way lost and deep into. So why not come and hang out with you guys? Zap, I see you on Twitch. What's happening, man? Hope you're doing good. And I don't even know if Friday night's like a good time to do this thing, in all honesty. I mean, I know most people are like busy and stuff, on Friday nights. I'm old, so I'm not. It's like I don't have anything going on. The last thing in the world at this age I want is to have something to do on Friday night. I was on the phone with my lawyer earlier, and he's like, well, what are y'all doing this weekend? I'm like, God damn, I hope we're not doing anything. Like nothing. I hope nothing. That's my plan. I really just want to do nothing. So, but more than anything, I just kind of wanted to hang out with you guys and answer any questions. Maybe we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Like I said, it's probably going to take a little while to get people filtering in, because for whatever reason, YouTube is going through this thing again with its notifications, and people are not getting notified. Like, I got a notification today on a channel that I follow, pretty closely, and I got the notification. I clicked on the notification. They were ending an 1.5 hour long live stream, like right then. So they'd been on for an 1.5 hour, and I I just gotten the notification. Why are my pretty colors gone off of my mouse? Oh, well. Something else to fix. Something always breaking. And I want to get in the mode, in the habit of doing more live. I really miss this. I miss the live stream part of it. I miss the real thing. But now that we're doing the podcast 3 days a week, and the podcast is video and audio. And guys, I got to be honest with you. What it takes to produce this podcast 3 days a week it's just so much. It was so much easier when we did this live, when we just did this once a week, like every Tuesday night at 7 or 6, whatever we did. It was so it's there was no, there was prep, but there was no like all of the editing and all of that had to be done, and not to mention 3 times a week, 3 shows. It takes up a lot. So it's kind of like I'm so worn out by the time I get that done. It's like I don't know that I want to. I'd go live. I get to the point where I don't want to do anything. I mainly just want to hang out on top of, because the podcast is on top of everything else. So it takes up a significant amount of time, but I'm love doing it. We did not have an episode today. We kicked off the 12-step program for musicians on Wednesday's episode. If you haven't watched that, you can catch it on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, radio.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, any of those places. You can go check it out. Step 1 was Wednesday's podcast. Step 2 was going to be today. But I did something that I do actually quite frequently, and I need to stop doing it. But I don't think it's ever going to stop. I walked into the studio the other day, and I was like, yeah, I want to completely redo this. So I did what I always do, and that is I got in the middle of the teardown and had to go do something else, and so I stopped. So all of the lights, the cameras, everything that it takes to do the podcast in the other studio over there is completely torn and thrown, and I go through this thing about every 3 months to 6 months where I just want to change it. Because, we did it in here. Well, we started in the other room. We started in there, and then we built this room. This was the live, it is still the live streaming room. But when we started not doing the podcast live and making it available on YouTube and the audio versions everywhere else, we stopped doing it in here. We went over there, and we were over there. So, but now I want to change it again. It's still going to be over there, but I'm completely changing everything. I want to make it a little bit more comfortable. I don't know if it looks, to me, it looks great on camera, but if you guys saw how I had it set up, it's extremely uncomfortable to do. It's just not uncomfortable. But I have this huge, wow, Mega Gremlin, 5 months in a row. I was telling him the other day, thank you, Mega. I appreciate it so much. I was telling Mega the other day, I went like 3 months and wasn't streaming on Twitch at all. Like after streaming on Twitch every day for hours. And it's been like 3 months, and I logged in and I lost every single sub I had on Twitch. Of course, I was nowhere near where the level of some of these guys are, but it's always funny you see, the bigger gamers on there, that have thousands and thousands, and they talk all the time about, I didn't stream one day and I lost 500 subscribers. And it's like, I didn't stream for 3 months and lost 50. So I get it. I've started to understand it. But that's what I was looking around. I'm like, this is totally uncomfortable. And I've got a really badass setup in the other room, not the recording studio, but the other half of the back of the recording studio. I've got another completely cool setup that's similar to this with the 3 monitor setup. And I'm putting another 60-inch TV. It'll be 4 65-inch TVs in that room. It's a little overkill. But I've got the similar setup in there, but that's not how I've been shooting the podcast over there. I've been setting up this little desk that's not quite high enough in the middle of the room with that mic setting on it, and it's completely uncomfortable. I use to record the podcast. We're going to get into some gear here. To record the podcast, I use a Sony a7 III and a Zeiss 55 millimeter, I think it's f1.8 lens. And it's on this really cool tripod that I've got. But I don't record internally to the camera. I record to an Atomos Ninja external recorder, HDD recorder. Well, I was using it out on a location one day, and I broke the screw off into both. It's got one on one side. So now I have to set it down because I can't screw it into like an add-on arm or something. Y'all, you gamers are going to love this. You Twitch people are going to love this. My wife got me a Switch for my birthday, which is February 7th. It's still in the box. I've never opened it. And I used the Switch to set on this desk and set that Atomos Ninja up so that I can see what's going on. That's how rigged I've been running things over there. So I finally got tired of it. I had April cry over doing background vocals on a thing that a record I'm producing. And I was looking around and I'm like, this is not cool. I've got to get it. So I tore everything down. And now I'm in the process of redoing everything. Also for Christmas, I also got I think it's 16 panels of those nano leaves. They're still in the box. They're not even put up yet. So I kind of got fed up with it. I wasn't comfortable. So I'm like, you know what? I would rather miss an episode of the podcast and try to get all of this together and get comfortable. You know what I mean? Be comfortable in my surroundings. So long story short, that's what's going on over there. But it's kind of the same setup that I have here, but I have people ask me all the time, what are my streaming setup? And my camera is this is the Sony a6500 with a Sigma 16 millimeter f1.4 on this. And I keep the Apurture 120D with the big, huge light dome on it in there. I do use that for the podcast. I used to use it for this, but then I bought another small Apurture light that I use up there. That's just, makes it, that's the key light for that. So, and then these are, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm going to try to stream for Amazon Prime Day on Monday. And then I've got these 50-watt LED lights back here that are just freaking awesome. And I've got the 100-watt ones in the other room. But they're all, everything's, well, now I've lost it. Oh, there it is. But everything's remote controlled, so I can change. Oh, come on, autofocus for once. You can change the colors. You can change all that cool kind of stuff. But in the other room, I need to do it in here. I haven't done it in here yet. But in the other room, I had all of the Philips Hue can lights put in over there, hooked up to Alexa so that I can change the color of the room, whatever color that I want. So I've got the 100-watt LEDs there that are back behind my console, but then I've also got the Hue lights in the ceiling that I can change any color that I want in there. So I like being in that room more than I like being in this room. This is a cool room. Have I ever done the tour in here when we've been on live? Have I ever done that? And shown you guys what all is here? Of course, it's a freaking mess right now. But we need to do that. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We're going to see. Looks like the inside of a volcano. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It looks like the inside of a volcano. I was playing around with it earlier thinking, I might kind of want to change. But my whole color scheme is red. It's that's been my thing forever. Hold on, let me see. I'll see if I can show you guys around the room. I've got one thing set up for live stream with the podcast and another one set up for gaming. But I've got a scene set up for gaming. let me get rid of, because there may be something you guys don't need to see. Let me see here. So if I go to that one, let me see what happens here. It may just show. Okay, cool. Tell you what, let's do. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll make this real. Let's do, where's the main cam? We'll hide that. And we will hide the other PC. We will take the Brio 4K. And let's see. Okay. So this is a Brio 4K that I usually have way back over there. And when I go to this screen, let me do this. Then it kind of gives an overview of the whole room. But here's what we'll do. Of course, I would have that graphic in the exact wrong spot. Let's drop that down there. Let's unlock the jar. Put the jar next to it. Unlock that. We'll drop that down there. How's that? Okay, it's better for me. So let me see if I've got it, if this Brio 4K has enough. Oh, it does. It's going to be enough. So this is kind of my view of, I'll do this. This is kind of my view in the streaming room. So I've got one, whatever that is. I think it's a 39-inch widescreen monitor there. That's the gaming monitor, the Alienware Predator 244 hertz monitor there. That's another one of those right there. Then up there, you've got the camera. That's the Sony a6500, and that's the Apurture Light. My Mackie HR624 Mark II monitors. Love those things. The Rodecaster Pro was the first one to have one. It's awesome. I didn't know if it was going to work right for streaming for like Twitch stuff anyway, but I figured out a way to make it work. It works great. The Stream Deck. I get a lot of questions on what the AVX is. The AVX is a one-channel mic pre-compressor. It's a channel strip, and it's phenomenal. Like this, the Rodecaster, or the Rodecaster Pro has AVX built into it, but like they're okay. But like the whole Rodecaster Pro is, what is it? It's like $500. That unit right there is $1,000 by itself. So it's the real deal. It's pretty much what every radio station around the world uses, is an AVX unit. So when people say, "Oh my God, your mic sounds awesome," well, it's a Shure SM7B, which is my favorite broadcast microphone of all time. One of my favorite vocal mics of all time too. For those of you people on Twitch that don't know this, one of the cool things about the Shure SM7B, every vocal that Michael Jackson did on the Thriller album was done on that microphone. Not that fucking microphone, but it was done on a Shure SM7B. Those of you that, let's see, I can show you around a little bit more. Those of you that know me on Twitch and stuff like that, and YouTube channel, I mean, I'm a hit songwriter, multi-platinum selling record producer, but I've worked on a lot of films, and I write a lot of songs and produce a lot of soundtracks for films. So I'm a huge film guy, so I've got a lot of stuff. That is my logo. Where's my phone? That is my logo done in steel. Somebody in a manufacturer in, I think they were in North Carolina, did that for me. And I love it. Absolutely love it. And they put, always forget to do this, but they put LEDs in it so that I can have LED too. So like I can have it match whatever I want. I always forget to turn it on though. And then just some of the stuff, like I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. Starbucks, I'm at Starbucks 3 times a day. A lot of my all access passes from concert tours and stuff over the years. And then some of my favorite guitars. I hang on the wall here. There's my favorite electric guitar, my Paul Reed Smith McCarty. Got the Dallas Cowboys helmets over there. My old publisher, Universal, and Argosy. Those of you that have, I wish this thing was remote. That's what I need to do. I need to get a remote one where I can take you guys into the recording studio and we can kind of go over gear in there as well. But what I don't know what all's over here. This wall I'm taking everything off of because I'm putting a huge dry erase board there. Let's see what's back there. Jerseys, Dallas Cowboy jerseys. That right there is a very limited edition Batman painting. I need to hang it on the wall. Love that. Got that for Christmas one year. I think there were only 5 of those drawn and painted. It's very, very cool. I'm a huge Batman fan. You see some pops up there. One of the things you don't know, it's a very little known fact about me, is, let's see, can I go back? Go back here. Not a hugely or widely known fact about me was that I love Funko Pops. I have like 2,500 of them. I have every Batman ever made except for one, and it's impossible to find. I used to have them all like on the wall. I used to have them everywhere, and it got to be too much. It was like, okay, Steven, you're not a fucking kid. Okay, you cannot have Funko Pops on the wall everywhere. So I put them all, and we boxed them up, and they're all out in the garage right now. But one of the things that I like to do, because I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I'm working all the time. But one of the things that I like to do is I like to surround myself with things that I like and that I'm passionate about, because anytime I start, I like to be surrounded with things that bring me happiness, that bring me joy, because work doesn't do that. So, it's like even when I'm in here, I'm editing, a video or I'm doing something like that, I'm surrounded by things that remind me why I'm sitting in this chair doing what I'm doing. I do that so that I can have these things and I can be surrounded by the things that I really enjoy. Mega, hold on. I'll go back to this other thing. I'll show you what these things look like. That's what those look like, Mega. These are the 50 watt ones. I've got the 100 watt ones in the other room. They're the same thing. They're just bigger. They're just bigger, and they have two of the LED. They have two sections of LEDs instead of just one. That's kind of the difference between. I didn't show you that. Sorry about that. Ismail on YouTube, what's happening, man? Good to have you here. I'm going to go back to this thing. I'll show you what powers. That's really what everybody cares about. Okay, let me see. All right, so I'll stand up here and see if I can. I was a Mac guy forever, and nobody give me shit over my cord management and cable management. That is not my strong suit. But I have two Dell Alienware Auroras that are powering everything. They both have the 2080 Ti's, and on their max, I think 64 gigs of RAM. They're completely maxed out. I've been a Mac guy forever. And this one right here, that's technically the streaming PC, but that I have installed two Elgato 4K 60s. So I've got the camera goes to one, and then like the gaming PC comes out of HDMI out of that computer into one of the Elgato 460Ks. Love those things, the internal ones. Absolutely love them to death. But they make everything, the quality. You can have a great mic, you can have a great camera, but if you don't have a great capture card that can't handle the quality, it doesn't really matter. So I would highly recommend the internal Elgato 4K 60s. They're phenomenal. Mega, I was going to go to 100 watt. I wonder if they'd feel like yours does on that wall. Are you talking, Mega? Are you talking about the wall that's behind you on your stream? What shows on your cam? If you're talking about that, yes, it absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll show you something. Let me do this. Let me reposition this one. That right there is just one. That's one of the 50 watts. So, yes. The 100 watt would be perfect for you. And especially because the way you've got, it's low lit in there anyway, except for right here on you. If you put that 100 watt one right behind you, about 4 foot, 5 foot from that wall behind you, it's going to light up that entire back wall. If you want to be safe, buy 2 of them. They're only like $30. I think it was $70 for both of them. I was blown away. And I got them on Amazon. Matter of fact, I put them in my, I activated the Twitch thing or the Prime Day thing. I don't know if it's showing up yet, like on my list, but I have it listed there. Exactly the one that I got. And I did get a special, I think is it there? I can't see. Oh yeah, it is there. It's right there. The Amazon blacksmith thing. I don't know. I don't know how to work all that crap. But I found there were some that were a little bit more expensively individually. And then I kept scrolling on Amazon and I found a 2-pack for like $68, free shipping. So I bought 2 of them. And they're great, man. They are and they'll strobe, they'll do all kinds of cool stuff, but I mean they are super cool. They are super, super cool. You'll have to check it out and try it. Ismail says, going to need the Joker painted. You know what? It's time for a new tattoo. I haven't gotten a tattoo I think, what was the last tattoo I got? I think this one was the last tattoo I got. So it's time for another one. And I've got a picture of the Joker that I want to have tattooed. But I do need a painting of the Joker. That would be awesome. I saw a guy on Instagram that I really need to contact. This guy does some amazing original artwork and hand paintings and stuff. It's absolutely, this guy is so talented. I appreciate so much people that can do that because I don't have that kind of an artistic bone in my body. Like none at all. I just appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, like I said, I had April come over. Those of you if you're not familiar with April Cry, let me see if I can do this. If you guys aren't familiar with April Cry, you need to go look her up. She is one of my best music business friends. We're great co-writers. We write just amazing songs together. And I can do this. I mean, I'm not worried about this getting demonetized. I don't give a shit. But let me see if I can do this. Do I have this set up where I can do? I have no idea what this is going to look like. I haven't clicked on this button in a long time, so there's no telling what this is going to look like. Okay. If you need to watch this. This is my girl, April Cry. She is so freaking good.
Honey, load up your questions and pick up your sticks and your stone. And pretend I'm a shelter for heartaches that don't have a home.
This girl's voice is amazing. Best female singer I've ever worked with.
Use the words that cut like a razor. All that I'll say.
Listen to this.
Is far away. best shot. Show me what you got, honey. I'm not afraid. We're back and take aim. Far away. Well, I wish I could say that I've never been here before. Oh, but you know and I know that I'll always come back for more. Your love might be my damnation. I'll cry to my grave. So far away.
Okay, if that doesn't give you chill bumps, there is something medically wrong with you.
Take your best shot. Show me what you got, honey. I'm not afraid. We're back and take aim. And far away. Far away. Far away. Take your best shot. Show me what you got, honey. I'm not afraid. We're back and take aim. Far away. Far away. Far away.
I could listen to that girl sing all day. Her name's April Cry. You guys should really check her out. April and I have written some amazing songs over the last 2 or 3 years. And anytime I'm producing a big project, I always have her come in and do background vocals. But she's an extremely accomplished artist in her own right. She's doing some amazing things, some really big things. Ismail is saying she's a really good country singer. She is. She's a great singer, period. The girl can sing anything. Her sister wrote Thank You Next for Ariana Grande and she wrote the last 3 Ariana Grande singles, Beyonce's new single and J-Lo's new single. So she comes from a very long, lineage of extremely talented people, but she is absolutely amazing. And you're going to get to hear some stuff that her and I wrote together here very, very soon. Hint, hint. But yeah, she's amazing. But I had her over at the house the other day, and she was doing background vocals, and that's why I started looking around the studio. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. So I had to end up just redoing absolutely everything. So, but her name is April Cry. It's April and then K-R-Y. So check her out. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her on Facebook. You won't be sad. You won't be sorry. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Luke, I have. It's been, oh my God, probably 10 years or so. But yeah, it was a long time ago. You have these, and I'm not saying necessarily this is that situation, but there is, I'm trying to figure out how to put this and put it nicely. There are some people you just don't gel with from a songwriting perspective. Now, you can put me in the room and I'll write a great song with anybody. I can do that. But there's some people that you just don't gel well with, and you're just not a good match. It doesn't mean that you're not good or they're not good. It just sometimes there are these things that happen where you're just not good together. You don't make a great team, and you would be surprised at the people over the last 15 years that I've written stuff with, including major artists that I wouldn't write with them again. Because it's just not, it's a waste of time. We don't have that click. There are some other guys that I do, and kind of that's where I'm at. I was in a meeting this morning, and I kind of got a variation of that question, and I don't write anymore. I write for specific projects. If an artist wants me to write something for their record, and it's for their record, I'll write for it. If it's for a television show or for a film, it's got a specific destination, then I'll write for it. Or if I'm developing an artist or producing an artist, I'll write with that artist. Outside of that, I don't really write. When I do write, I've got a very close circle of people that I write really, really, really good songs with. We just have a rapport. We have a kinship that you don't have with other writers. And it's like when you do this and you're trying to do this at the highest level possible, the quality of it matters. And so you really want to spend the time that you're going to invest in writing with people that you're going to get a better than average product, where you know what they're going to bring to the table. They know what you're going to bring to the table. You don't have that 45 minutes to an hour of trying to get to know somebody, or you know each other. You know each other backwards and forwards. You can almost read each other's minds. It's almost like when I'm producing a record, the reason that I do it so effectively and a lot quicker is because I have a shorthand, almost completely different language with the players. We've been working together for so many years that we can read each other's minds. We don't have to have full sentences with each other. I can say, hey, I want this thing. And when I say this thing, David Dorn knows exactly what I'm talking about. And he dials up that sound and we run with it. And that's what enables me to be, I'm not saying bad about anything about anybody else, but that's what allows me to be a little bit more efficient than a lot of people. And it doesn't take me as long to do things as it does because I surround myself with people that I have that kind of a relationship and that I have that kind of a connection with, so that we just go, we just fire. It's on and off. Yeah, I do live in Nashville. I travel to LA quite a bit, but I do live in Nashville full time. But yeah, Miranda's great. Miranda lost me for about 4 or 5 years there in the middle. I'm starting to come back around. I got a little tired of the every song was about hating somebody, and it was just a lot of anger and a lot of just pissed off. She kind of lost me during that period, but I'm kind of back on board now. Last couple of things she's done, I really like. I'm not a big fan of the Pistol Annies, but her stuff, her genuine stuff, I really dig a lot of her stuff. There's not a lot out right now that it just really slays me. There's just not much out there that I really care about. It's sad to say. I wish there was. I find myself now when I get in the car and I'm driving around, I'm listening to a lot of the older stuff that I like. If it's country, I'm listening to 86 to 92. If it's not that, I'm listening to like Bryan Adams or Richard Marx or that kind of stuff. Just I enjoy that more than anything that's being put out right now. There's a new of Monsters and Men. Oh, really? That'd be interesting. I would definitely check that out. There's nothing out there in the country world that moves me right now, but there's a lot of stuff out there in the kind of pop rock, alternative rock area. There's a lot out there that that I'm kind of digging right now. A lot more melody, you know. I mean, that's what really matters. Every songwriter in the world is worried about lyrics, and they haven't yet figured out that the lyrics don't matter. They used to. They used to matter, you know, a long time ago, but they don't really matter much anymore. When people say, well, that sounds like a hit, they're talking about the production. They're talking about the sound. You know, they're talking about the rhythm, the beat. They're talking about the melodic sense of the song. They're not talking about the lyrics, because if you stopped and asked them to repeat the last 5 words they heard in that song, they couldn't tell you. But if you ask them to hum the tune, they'll be able to do that. That's kind of the gauge. That's how you kind of know that it's, you know, the tide is turning. It's a little bit different. But, you know, for me, sadly, because I love country music. Country music is why I started writing songs and producing records. That's why. I love country music. It's just, there's just not much out there right now that I can really sink my teeth into. There's just not much. I'm working on some stuff right now that's kind of a fusion between the two. It's kind of a fusion of country where we're writing really good lyrics, but we're framing it around a like Coldplay, One Republic style production, but matching that with great lyrics. And which, I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with One Republic's lyrics or Coldplay. I mean, they're great, but what I want to do is fuse those two worlds together. And we just finished one song that we're doing for a film, and we just finished it not long ago. And to me, it's the perfect mesh up of that, of those two worlds. And right now, that's where I feel most at home. I love that style of production. I love that style of music with, you know, the script, One Republic, Coldplay. I really dig that, but then I still want to have a story that has depth, that has meaning, you know, and put those two together. And we accomplished it with this song. It's a really cool song. I don't know. Do I have that? I probably shouldn't play it. Well, I don't even know if I've got it on this computer. Let's see. I don't know if I have it here, because I'm really not supposed to play it. Okay, I'm not supposed to play it, but I'm going to do it. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all type yes in chat if you want me to play this. Nobody record it. Anybody fucking records this, I will find you. I will hunt you down. I will unleash hell upon you. I'll pull a Liam Neeson on you. Let's put it that way. Because I'm not supposed to do this. But I'm going to do it. I fucking own it. It's mine. You're going to hear this in a movie. I mean, if you go to the movies. If you go to the movies. If you don't go to the movies, you won't hear it. But this is going to be in a movie coming up later on this year. Let's see, where is it? Make sure. No, not the instrumental. There it is. It's going to take a second to load because this is the big file. Which one is it? That one. All right, again, nobody record this shit, okay? I'm trusting y'all. This is a song I wrote with a guy named John Milstead called Fallen Out. And when we wrote it, I had a completely different production in my head. And the more I started thinking about it, I thought, wait a minute, this is an opportunity for me to do what I wanted to do for a while, and that is take country and fuse it with One Republic and see if I can get those two things to match and to mix well. I can't tell you the movie right now. That I cannot do. That will get me sued, and that will cost me a lot of money. Oh, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. I have never gotten a super chat. So, Mark Leeser, I hope I'm saying that right. Good job, Mark. The first. So I went in the studio, I called the guys, and normally when I book a session, like I'll do 3 or 4 songs. Sometimes I can do 5, but like this was a day that it was like I wanted to dedicate the entire session to this one song and make sure we did it right because there were strings involved, and we just wanted to make sure we did it right. So here's the master. Here it is. Again, guys, don't fucking record this and play it for anybody. But this is called Falling Out. And I called John Milstead back and had him come in. Thank you, Luke. Second. Look at that. I had John Milstead, the guy that I wrote it with, come back in and sing the lead vocals on it. I did the background vocals. But I had, because John's a phenomenal singer. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and let y'all hear it. I know that's what y'all are here for. Anyway, okay, this is called Falling Out. Don't record it. Don't tell anybody about it. No, I can't tell you what movie it's going to be in.
Like lightning in my head, flashing back every last word you said. Wondering if you're gonna be okay. And wide awake, you sound asleep, and give anything to know your dreams. Side by side, miles away. When did we stop being what we need?
Boy, John Milstead sang the absolute stuffing out of that song. is so good. You guys ought to look him up as well. Fantastic artist. It's just phenomenal. That is in all honesty, that is my favorite part of this job, is getting to meet and work with just legitimately some of the most talented people on the face of the planet. April's one, John's one. There's a lot of them. I'm sitting here scrolling through this thing, and it's my catalog from, what was it? This would be my 2018 catalog. And, it's amazing as I go through here and I look at some of the songs, and I'm remembering who I wrote them with, and some of them have been cut. Most of them haven't. I mean, that's for those of you that don't know that much about the business, I don't know, over all the years, 15 years of my catalog's probably 16,000 songs deep, and, maybe 100 of them have been cut. It's just the way that it goes. That's what happens. It's you make an entire living off of 4 or 5, 6 songs, and unfortunately we write and we write and we write and we write, but there's only so many songs. There's only so many artists. There's only so many spots. Now there's not even albums. We don't do albums anymore. So artists aren't putting out 10 and 12 song albums like they used to. Now it's all EPs, it's 5 songs. So, but, just looking through and I don't do this very often. So a lot of times I forget when I see these song titles. Every time I see a song title, it's like, oh, I wrote that with so-and-so. I know exactly what it sounds like, but you forget everything that goes on, and it's so weird how I see a song title and things just come back, because even I can go back into in my back catalog songs from like 2005, 6. I remember the day we wrote it. I remember who I wrote it with. It's like it just all comes rushing back. How many like real, I know I really shouldn't do that. Doesn't mean I won't, but I may not right now. There's a girl that's just blowing up right now in country music named Abby Anderson. And Abby and I spent the last couple of years just writing some phenomenal songs that nobody's heard yet. She is extremely talented. God, I'm seeing some of these titles of these songs, and it's like it so much comes flooding back when you see it. Man of the House, the song I wrote with Jay Allen and Kylie Morgan. If you haven't heard that, Jay's blowing out of the stratosphere right now. I've got a cut on his record called Man of the House. You ought to go check that out. That was we wrote that. We dedicated to every single mom on the planet. And I do that song. Matter of fact, I do that song almost at every hit songwriter show that I do. The song is, it's not technically a hit. It's on the record. The record sold a lot of copies, but it was never a single. It would never be a single. We knew it would never be a single, but I perform that song at every single writer's round that I do. And even when I've done and will play some of the hits that I've had, it's always Man of the House that people come up to me after and are like, that song Man of the House, that like floored me. That it took me, it just floored me. And a lot of times, I get it, people ask me, what's your favorite song you ever wrote? That's like asking which one of your kids you like the most, you love the most. I don't have a favorite song of mine that I've ever written, but I will tell you that the hits that I've had are not even in the top 50% of the favorite songs that I've written. It's songs like that, like Man of the House. When people come up to you after a show and they're in tears. I may have performed this song an hour ago, but they come up in the second they get in front of you, they start crying. And they start talking about that song Man of the House or When You Love Someone So Much, which was a big hit. But, It resonates with people. And I was talking with somebody the other day, and I forget this a lot myself. Like I do need to do a better job of reminding myself. I think the problem, like we were talking earlier, that I have with not liking what's out in country music right now in particular is because I think that in search of the almighty dollar, we have all forgotten what a responsibility that we have as songwriters. We have forgotten that what we do should mean something to the people that are hearing it. We're not writing to impact people anymore. We're trying to impact them for $1.29. That's the extent. We're not writing songs and we're not putting out songs that help people through a tough time. You know, and I sit here and I scroll through and I look at some of these songs and I'm like, wow. Yeah, I mean, there's some songs in here that the world will never hear. Most of them, the world will never hear, but they mean something. You know, they really, they're heart songs, you know, that like, let me see if I can find one. This was not do you guys want to hear some stuff? Maybe some stuff that nobody's ever heard? Like ever? Some of it's new, some of it's old, but songs that, and I can kind of give some stories if that's something you guys are interested in. All right, let me see if I can find one. Because this one, okay, yeah, it's there. This one always gets me. I wrote this song with John Kennedy, and I was just about, I'm spacing off on her name. Nora Collins. And I remember the day I went over to John's house. John's a phenomenal writer. He's had a ton of cuts with Faith Hill. He wrote Probably Wouldn't Be This Way for Leanne Rimes, which is I think is probably one of the best and most well-written songs, country songs anyway, of all time. I love it. That's why I signed John to my publishing company, is because he's an amazing writer. But I showed up over at John's house, and there was just a lot going on in my life at the time and about my past and things that were coming up. And we sat down with Nora Collins. She was getting ready to cut her record, and we wrote this song. And she ended up not putting this song on her record, and I'm glad she didn't, because this song, hey, Big Mike, what's happening, brother? This song will have a life at some point. She has a very distinctive voice, and you're going to hear that. So you either really like her or you really don't like her. If you're a traditional country fan, you're going to fucking love her. She's phenomenal at that. But this song is going to have a life. I'm not sure where it's going to be and what artist it's going to wind up with, but it's going to get cut, but it hasn't. And this song, it's called Memory Lane. I absolutely love this song. But everything you hear in here is true story.
In a fraction of a second, I can be right there again. No, you never ask permission. You just lay yourself right in. Why can't you just let me be? There you go, reminding me the thing about a heart. It can break and heal itself, but you're a book of different stories, same ones you always tell. to rewrite what I can't change. It always ends the same, going down memory lane.
Memory lane.
Where I let myself get lost.
Memory lane.
No, there's nothing I can change. It always ends the same, going down memory lane. In a fraction of a second, I can be right there again.
See, I absolutely, and there is no auto tune on that Ismail, by the way. She's just a great singer. But she's got such a distinct voice. It's almost one of the things that it's helping her, but it's also hurting her right now because it is so very, very, very distinct. I mean, it is very distinct. God, there's so much stuff in here. To be honest with you, there's so much stuff in here that I've just completely forgotten about. Hey, James, what's happening, buddy? Sorry we weren't able to get together. Yes, about your text, though, totally something we can get together on the phone. Over. We can totally do that. Let's see. What's a good one? I mean, they're all good. Oh, what a conceited thing to say. They're all good. That's my intro music. Some of the stuff, it's like in my videos and stuff, I can't use songs that I've written that have been cut because I get copyright strikes. Then I have to email them. No, I'm one of the songwriters on the song. I own 33% of it, and then of course they remove it. It's just a pain in the ass trying to get it done. It's absolutely horrible. Let's see what else is in here. I tell you what, let's go. Let's go way back. Y'all want to go way back? I'm going to my back catalog. Let's see how far we've come. Okay, there's catalog. Where's the back catalog? Let's see here. How many of you guys have y'all heard of Abby Anderson? She's had like 2 hit singles in a row. She's really cool. I might pull up a couple of those too. A lot of it depends on what kind of music you guys like. Do you guys like country, like rock, pop? Here's a good one. I wrote this with Kylie Morgan. She's blowing up right now. I think she's out on tour. I think she's out on tour with Lady Antebellum right now. This song it's actually been cut by 2 different very popular female artists, but they keep not putting it on the record. So we're waiting on that big one to come through. That's like, it's going to really mean something. But this is Kylie saying, I don't know, maybe she'll put it out at some point. But this is a song we wrote. It's kind of she's got a very distinct voice as well, but it's very, very, very cool. And there seemed to be a lot of buzz about this song. Let's see what y'all think about this. It's called Wanted and Wild. She's really, really, really talented. Y'all look her up, Kylie Morgan. Look her up everywhere. She's got a brand new single out right now, by the way, too. Let's see. JB Cannon says, play something you wrote that's out of the norm for you. Okay. Let me see. Something that's like not what I would like normally. Yeah, that's just not my... Okay, give me just a second here. Let me look through. It would probably be something that I've done for TV or film, just because it's a completely different game. Although let me see if I can find. This is where I know it's got to be on here somewhere. Okay, here's one. This is not like my go-to typical thing, but this is out right now. You can find this. You can go find this on iTunes. It's by Gilded, called Paranoid. Let's see. Here we go.
Goodbye. How am I supposed to kiss you when your mouth is full of lies? Oh, how I wish you tell the truth just one time before we say goodbye for the last time. Don't wanna see you anymore, and you know why. 'Cause you got me paranoid, yeah, trying to avoid, yeah, at all costs, 'cause I know I'll run back, yeah. Paranoid, yeah, a little bit destroyed, yeah. I gave my all, but you always let me down. Down, down. You always let me down.
Now, I produced this, and I produced the shit out of it, but writing pop songs for teenage girls is not my forte.
Why do I fall every time you call to say hey? Why can't I just let you go? You got me paranoid, yeah, trying to avoid, yeah, at all costs, 'cause I know I'll run back, yeah. Paranoid, yeah, a little bit destroyed, yeah. Gave my all, but you always let me down. Down, down. You always let me down. Down, down. You always let me. You say you love me, you say you love me, but you always let me. You say you love me, you say you love me, but you always let me. You got me paranoid, yeah, trying to avoid, yeah, at all costs, 'cause I know I'll run back, yeah. Paranoid, yeah, a little bit destroyed, yeah. Gave my all, but you always let me down. Down, down. 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 Always let me down.
Yeah, so I can produce the hell out of that stuff, but writing for 12 to whatever, teenage girl, it's not my forte. It's not my thing. Here's another one we did for a TV show. Do I have that? Yeah, I got it. This is also a little outside the realm. This is a little different. That's what we did for those of you that like television shows about vampires. You may have heard that before. That's all I can say. See, do I write mostly love songs? A lot of them are, because there again, I'm really drawn to writing songs that kind of, just hit somebody, just either that people can relate to, that they really just, and what's odd is I've also written a lot of drinking songs, and I don't drink at all. Like, I don't drink alcohol. But I've written a couple very, 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 very personal songs to me. Let's see if I've got one on here. Where did I saw back catalog? That is not that one. Here's one that has been cut. I don't know if this is the master version of the band that cut it, that I produced, or if this is my vocal on it. I don't know. I should have put it in the tag on the thing, but this was, I mean, and it's country, so for those of you that don't like country music, sorry. But this was a very, very, very personal song to me. I wrote this when I was in LA, and I wrote 80% of this song while I was in LA, and it was about a call that I'd gotten from home. And it was one of the first times when I very first started going to LA regularly. It was one of my first trips. It may have even been my first trip to LA. And I was out there writing with David Aldo for his record. And I was in the hotel room, and I remember I was talking to my wife on the phone. And my oldest daughter I was telling, oh my God, I love LA. It's the beach, the sun. It's only 70 degrees. It's perfect. And I was going on and on and on and on about how beautiful and amazing this place was. And my daughter was really young at the time. And, she got upset because she wondered if I was going to come back. Because if I loved it that much, was I going to come back home? And that like broke my heart that she would think that. So I sat in my hotel room, and I wrote about 80% of this song. I had a write scheduled with Steve Dean, who is one of my, I've written so many, I've some big hits with Steve Dean, but he's one of those guys that we haven't seen each other in a while, but I could call him right now. He could come over and we'd write a huge hit together. And it's just, we did that. We had a lot of success with a lot of the songs, Stuck on 17, a lot of those songs. And this was one of them. And I came back, and I had a write with Steve. And he's like, what have you got? And I said, I don't normally do this, but I've got a song, and it's like 80% done. And he goes, well, play me a little bit of it. So I played him a little bit of it, and he goes, dude, can we please finish that? I just want to be a part of that song. And so I'll play it for you. But this is a true story. When I was working and producing the band Down Day, they heard it and were like, yeah, we got to do that. So, I don't do a lot of really, really introspective personal stuff. I don't write about me a lot but this song here is extremely, extremely, extremely personal. Let's see, where is it? It's got to be there. Oh, yeah.
Here I go again, boarding another westbound plane, off to the land of sand and movie stars. Yeah, I go running every time you call my name. Please don't think that I like leaving, even though it's all I seem to do. Life looks fun in California, but to me, it's just another hotel room. Late at night, I'd rather not be alone. And I could never trade Hollywood for home. I know you're worried, but baby, there's no way I'd ever choose LA over you. Yeah, the sun is always shining. You should see it set at night. I've seen the sky meet the ocean, and I know why they call it paradise. Late at night, I'd rather not be alone. And I could never trade Hollywood for home. I know you're worried, but baby, there's no way I'd ever choose LA over you. Now count the days until I see you again. I'm doing the best I can, but until then, late at night, I'd rather not be alone. 'Cause I could never trade Hollywood for home. I know you're worried, but baby, there's no way I'd ever choose. No way I'd ever choose LA over you.
That is LA Over You. The band that cut it is called Down Day. And yeah, Luke, you can find that on iTunes. Just look up Down Day. It's on their After All These Years record. You can, it's on iTunes. You can find it anywhere. Let's see. What else is in here? Boy, there's another Steve Dean and I in my tune, My Kind of Crazy. That was I'll play y'all that one. That is it's another personal song. My Kind of Crazy is extremely personal. Y'all want to hear that one? Let's see. Because they cut that song for that exact same record for the After All These Years. Let's see, what is in here? Like, I'm trying to find something that is just like, we got any Canadians in the house? Anybody watching tonight live in Canada or from Canada? I got a song I wrote. I haven't heard this song in forever. It just got cut. And I wrote this song with Clayton Bellamy from the Roadhammers. And we wrote this song, it's been at least 10 years ago. He just called me 2 weeks ago and said, hey, remember that song, Bottom of the Bottle? I got cut. I'm like, you're kidding me. Like, 10, 12 years later. See, that's how the music business works, though. You write these things, you forget about them, and then all of a sudden, boom, it comes back up. Things get moved around. People go back and find old things. It's kind of crazy, in all honesty, how it can work sometimes. Let's see what else is in here. I can't play those. Let's see. I can't play those either. That's the song that I wrote for the Hallmark movie, Catch Me If You Can. Let's see. I can't play that because that's about to come out. I don't feel as bad like playing stuff that has come out, like on things that have been cut, but I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing some things that I can't play because they're going to be coming out, and that's just not right to do. I can, like, I own it, but it's not right. I don't think that's fair to do to the artist to play something that, you know, they haven't released yet. Okay, hey Jay, here's one. This is that's the intro. Okay, this is not really my forte. But here's something else we did for a TV film thing, but this is not something I would normally sit down to write. So I mean, that's kind of something different. That's not something I would normally write. But like we did that for a specific TV show. But it's not something that I would just sit down and write. Who's my favorite artist right now? Man, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I really dig what Imagine Dragons does. I really like what they do. If we're talking country right now, like, I like some of the stuff that Brett Young's done. Have Mercy, I think, was Have Mercy was a brilliant song. So I think that's good. And you know, call me whatever you want. Dan and Shay, I think, are great. I think they're nothing but Rascal Flatts 15 years ago. But hey, Rascal Flatts 15 years ago was fucking awesome. Tequila was a great song. A couple of my friends co-wrote that song, so that's phenomenal. Tequila is that's a great song. Absolutely phenomenal. That is a career type song. And if I know Nicole Gallion the way, that was probably running around in her head for quite some time. I've never heard of Tyler Childers. I don't know who it is. I'll look it up though. I'll look him up though. I'm trying to think. It's not that I don't like his. I like his music. I'm not a fan, but like fan. But like, I really like what Luke Combs is doing right now. I like it because Luke is doing what the fuck he wants to do, and it's resonating with real people. And record labels hate that because they think they know what the end user wants. And Luke is proving them wrong at every turn. He's proving them wrong. And I'm not saying that I don't think his songs are great. I mean, he's got some, but he's making music for Luke Combs fans, and his fan base just keeps growing. So I really appreciate what he's doing right now. I'm trying to think. I mean, some of the new artists that are coming out that I've played a role in. Jay Allen is phenomenal. Kylie Morgan's awesome. Abby Anderson is awesome. There's some really good stuff out there right now. I wish we could get rid of a lot of what's out there right now because it's just clutter and it's just in the way. Blake never really disappoints. I got off the Blake train for a while too because he started coming out with some pretty stupid shit. He started phoning it in. But every artist has that period in their career. George Strait went through it. Alan Jackson went through it. Garth Brooks went through it. Blake Shelton's gone through it. Tim McGraw's gone through it. Kenny Chesney's gone through it. They go through this phone-in thing where they know it doesn't matter what they put out. They're going to put it out, and it's going to go straight to the top. Is there something wrong with Jason Aldean? You can say I was business partners and really good friends with his band, Rich, Kurt, and Tully. We worked together for several years. The worst thing I guess I could say about Jason Aldean is I don't have a preference. I could give him or take him. I don't really care. I will say that what was the song he put out a few years ago, The Truth? That was a phenomenal song. But that song would have been a hit in anybody's hands. I mean, anybody could have done that. And that was a great song. Randy Houser. I'd be real honest with you. Randy Houser, I think, is probably the best singer in country music, vocally. Chris Stapleton. Love Chris Stapleton. He's kind of lost me here with this last record. But I still love, he's a freak of nature. But I really like Randy Houser a lot. I've missed a couple cuts on Randy's records just ever so slightly. So I love Randy. Done some tour stuff with him. But I think he's great. He makes great song choices. He can sing anything. He could sing the phone book. And people would love him. But that's, it's kind of a weird and funny thing that there are a lot of artists I just don't really care for, but I appreciate what they do. I appreciate that they bring something to the table. I don't like Kelsey Ballerini, but she brings something to the table. I don't like Carrie Underwood, but I have personal reasons for not liking Carrie Underwood. But she brings something to the table. I mean, I can appreciate. I think she has made horrible song choices for about 5 years now. Cry Pretty's not bad. Brothers Osborne's not bad. To me, the issue is you've got Brothers Osborne, Midland, and there's about 4 of those guy bands like that I don't know which one I'm listening to when they come on the radio. For me, that's not a good thing. When I can't hear a voice and I don't know which one it is, that's an issue for me. Then you don't stand out. Then it's like, what are you bringing to the table? Not that they're not extremely talented at all. I mean, they are, but it's just not. It doesn't stand out for me, at all. I'm trying to remember Cody Jinks. Well, see, Cody Jinks is completely different. That is a thing unto its own. When you've got like Cody Jinks, Ward Davis, Ray Scott, You get that whole little, I call them the modern day Outlaws. That's to me, they filled that role. But like Cody Jinks and Ward Davis, Ray Scott. Ray and I have been trying to get together for the last 3 years, and we just haven't done it. But we're going to get together and write some songs. But yeah, I mean, it's to be real truthful, one of my favorite records that's out right now is my buddy Billy Falcon's record. It's an amazing record. Let me see if I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't even know if it's on iTunes. We're gonna find out. But I mean, Billy, we're talking about. So he said 60. I think it's up to 67 Bon Jovi cuts now. His new record is, and it's technically, I guess what you would call I don't know if you call it a Christian record. It's a faith-based record. But it's phenomenal. Let's see if it's here. Yes, it is. It is called, I'm going to do this because I want you guys to see it. Look, y'all know me. I don't push my beliefs or faith on anybody like ever, and I never will, and I never would. I believe that's something between you and whatever. Regardless, if you're an atheist, you're going to love this record. There is something about it. It's called Holy Fire. Go check it out because it's. Am I going to get in trouble? But like, listen to just a little.
My sweet Savior's face, oh my Savior's grace, nailed to a sinner's cross. Got nothing to hide, brand new heart inside now because of what it cost. There's a holy fire burning inside of me, a heavenly desire giving me all I need.
But there's so many different styles. But it's just a phenomenal record. It's called Holy Fire. It's by Billy Falcon. Do yourself a favor, even if you just like production and very well-rounded records that sound amazing. I'll say that if you're a Bon Jovi fan, you're going to love it. Because he's written so many hits for Bon Jovi, it's not even funny, but it's just he brings that. I love it. I couldn't say enough good things. I love Billy Falcon like a brother. So it could be really bad, and I would say it's really good, but it's not bad. It's really, 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 really good. You'll enjoy it. I promise you. There's something on there for everybody. So I would highly, highly recommend going and checking it out. Let's see. Whitey Morgan, Steelwood, Sturgill Simpson, yeah. I'm not that far off the diving board yet. I've not strayed that far. It's not that I don't like them. Sturgill Simpson, I think, is a genius. I love it. Now that I'm working closely with a couple Texas artists, I'm starting to kind of get that whole thing a little bit more. I'm starting to understand where they're coming from. And I appreciate it. I just don't know that much about it. Their whole little, I don't even know. I mean, what are they even considered? Are they considered Americana folk? Like Jason Isbell, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not country. Cody Johnson's cool. I think it's cool what's happened to him. Nashville wants into the Texas market so bad they can't see straight. It didn't work with Pat Green back in the early 2000s. But that's exactly what they're trying to do with Cody Johnson right now. Texas artists have it set. I swear to God, I tell every artist that has contacted me in the last 2 years about producing their record or especially doing artist development for them, the first thing I ask them is, are you from Texas? Were you born in Tell me you were born in Texas. I don't care if you haven't lived there in your entire life, but were you born there? Because if you're born there, you're a Texan, and that's where we need to go. Because it's so awesome, the music scene in Texas and how they support artists. It's unbelievable. There are artists down there that you have never heard of that are selling 100,000 records per year. They put out a record every year, and they play every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, some of them for up to $50,000 a night and more. It's... And like Cody Johnson, he sold out the Houston, Texas stadium before he had a record deal. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that as an artist anywhere, in anything. I mean, it's amazing. We were booking an artist that we were working with a few years ago, and I'll never forget talking to the people down at Billy Bob's, and in Dallas or Fort Worth, wherever it is, and the guy was telling me that they've got, the people at Billy Bob's have more money than God, but they don't even have to book like mainstream country headliners because nobody will show up. They can book an artist from Texas that you and I have never heard of before, and they'll sell out in minutes. Like 5,000 tickets sold instantly. But Brett Young's playing there, nobody shows up. Keith Urban's playing, nobody shows up. Well, they'd show up for Keith Urban. But they can pull in a Texas artist and sell it out. It's awesome. It's amazing. And Nashville wants in there so bad they can't see straight. The labels, they want in on that so bad. I'm hoping Texas holds true and they don't let it happen. It's interesting. I've done a couple records for artists down in Texas, and I really, matter of fact, I just finished one for Morgan Ashley, and this record will probably win Record of the Year next year down there. It's that good. I wish I could play you guys some of that, but it's not released yet. It's not come out. It's coming out in a couple of months. But I'd love to be able to play you some of that because it is amazing. I'll pat myself on the back for that one. But we got the right songs. We wrote the right songs. Morgan wrote the right songs. We put her with the right songwriters, and Jack Williams and Troy Johnson. I hooked her up with them, and me and April Cry wrote a song with her for this record called Bluff. There's a song on there though that she wrote by herself called Rodeo Cowboy. And when she brought it to me, I'm like, this is a cool song, but if you'll allow me to really push the boundaries production-wise, and she did, and it's one of the coolest records I've ever produced. It's badass. So write down Morgan Ashley, Rodeo Cowboy, and listen to that because it's phenomenal. Her single that's out right now is about to crack the top 40, and it's a song called Come Find Me. You can find it everywhere, oddly enough. But it's called Come Find Me. That was Leslie Satcher wrote that song with, who else was it? I can see the girl's face. Megan Connor and somebody else. That was one of those songs I needed. We needed an outside song. We needed something that had a message that didn't have what we needed to fit the record. And I don't remember if Shane Barrett's the one that brought that song to me or if it was somebody over at, I think it was Shane Barrett brought me Come Find Me. And we got a great cut on that song, and it's doing really, really, really well down in Texas right now. So yeah, it's I love the Texas thing. I love what they have going on down there. That's a cool thing to be a part of down there. If you're an artist and you're from Texas, forget having mainstream success. Just stick with Texas. Brent Cobb works. Yeah, Brent does a lot. We're supposed to Brent and I are supposed to write some songs with Jacob Young for a movie here in a couple of months. Trying to see if there's anything else in here. There's so much in here I would love to be able to play for you guys, but I can't play. I mean, I could. I'm just trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to piss anybody off. Normally I wouldn't care, but like these are friends, and it's like I don't want to do anything to get them upset. Wish I could play the new Morgan Ashley record. That I am so excited about that record. It's like it's not even funny. I'm ready. It's like I was talking to her on the phone the other day, and I'm like, nothing against Come Find Me. I mean, it's a great song. Leslie Slatcher's a hell of a songwriter. She's phenomenal. And I produced the shit out of the record. And it sounds amazing. But it's like I'm so ready to get to the new record. I'm ready to get the new stuff out. What's up, Whiskey? Good to see you. I know I think people are a little shocked when they see that I'm live because it's been so long. I can't, Luke. I'm not gonna. It's not mine. I don't own any part of it. I don't have anything to do with it, so I'm not going to play it. It's kind of a thing for me. I don't want to. I don't think it's my place to do that. Because, sometimes people's labels and their teams, and they don't like you to do that kind of stuff. Anything that I play, I either wrote it, produced it, or I have something to do with it. And so I have the permission to do it. But with like somebody else's stuff, I don't have that permission. And I wouldn't want to do something that they wouldn't agree with or they wouldn't like very well. Trying to see if there's anything in here I can. There's a lot of stuff. It's just you guys wouldn't want to hear a lot of this stuff. But I definitely will check it out. This is also very limited. I realized I'm in this process of switching everything from Dropbox to Google Drive. And this is only what's left that I haven't transferred over to Google Drive left yet. Oh, I haven't heard this in a long time. I wrote this with Canadian artist Jake Matthews. If you're a musician, you'll like this.
You always know just how I'm feeling. I can't lie to you. You're the window to my heart and soul. You know the bitter truth. Well, I'm the rhyme, you're the melody. Write my words across your strings. Nobody tells a story like we can, my old friend. Sometimes I hate you when I can't find what to say. Just sit there, taking all the blame. Well, I know it ain't your fault. find the song, but when I do, you'll be right there again, my old friend. My heart aches and sacrifice, all we've lost to have this life, chasing dreams, paying dues. White lines and open roads, empty bars and sold out shows, all the living we've been through, me and you. There's no way I can stop it. There's gonna come a day you're gonna have to let me go. Someone else will take my place. God, I hope he treats you right, 'cause you get him through the lows and highs like you did for me till the end, my old friend, my old friend.
I almost forgot about that song. We were trying to figure out what we were going to write. We're like, we need to write a song to our guitars. We wrote that. That's been a few years ago now, too. I know Brad Paisley almost cut that song. Maybe when he starts cutting real songs again and not little nursery rhyme ditties, maybe he'll consider that song again. I love Brad, though. I shouldn't say that. But yeah. Why am I switching from Dropbox to Google Drive? Because I hate Dropbox. Every time I'm trying to send session files somewhere, something always goes wrong. They end up having to log out of their Dropbox and log into my Dropbox and download it. It's a pain in the ass. I mean, if you're just putting like photos or something like that, it's no problem. But at the level that I have to use it and the level of importance of files that I trust to put up on there, it's Dropbox is shit. I actually have my own server that I need to do. I actually don't need Dropbox or Google Drive, either one. I've actually got my own server that I need to start putting all this stuff on. That would be much, much, much easier. Jamie Johnson's song In Color. I would totally agree. In Color was phenomenal. Jamie's the real deal, though. Jamie's written so many just phenomenal songs. Chris Stapleton, same thing. I mean, he's written so many big hits for other artists. He was with Steel Drivers, and he was kind of doing that as his artist thing, but writing, a ton of hits for other people. And then a cover, which they had tried to launch Chris with another, and it just didn't fly. It just didn't work. And the song was amazing too. You go find that on YouTube. The song's called What Are You Listening To? That was the single they tried to break Chris Stapleton on several years ago. And it's a great song. It's amazing. You can find it on YouTube. It's an amazing song, but it just didn't fly. Country music wasn't at a point yet where they were ready to accept somebody that looked or sounded like Chris Stapleton. So it took, him doing a cover song at the right time, at the right place. Please tell me there's nobody that doesn't know that Tennessee Whiskey was not a cover song. I've ran into a couple situations where people didn't know that and they thought Chris Stapleton wrote it. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Chris is amazing. He's Chris is 1 in a million. I mean, he is the complete package. Musician, writer, artist. The complete package. We don't have very many of those. Keith Urban's the complete package. Tim McGraw really doesn't write much, like hardly at all. So, I mean, it's not that he's not great, but he doesn't write that much. There's not a lot of, all around, just complete package artists. There's just not. And then some of them even that do have the writing aspect of it. I've been through it too many times. They're in the room while we're writing the song. So technically they get stuck on the song as a writer, but they didn't write it. They just happened to be in the room. There's a lot of that happens. And I get it. That's all about money. That has nothing to do but with money. And look, I'm sure it's the same thing in any other business, but you've got to play the game. It's political. You got to play the game. If you want a chance at winning the prize, you got to play the game. I don't play the game much anymore. I just don't feel like it's not worth it. It's not worth it to me. Guys, it has officially now been 2 hours and 17 minutes since I've smoked. And I don't think I can go that much longer. So, that being said, does anybody have any questions they want to ask before I get out of here? I'm more than happy to answer them. Anything you want to know? I actually kind of like doing this on a Friday night. I don't know why, but I actually kind of really did. I know, quit smoking. I know, it's on my list. It is on my list of things to do. And do soon. I really, here's the thing. I actually want to quit. I do. I actually want to. It's just, I'm in the middle of so much stuff right now that I couldn't do it. I told somebody yesterday, they're like, why don't you quit? And I'm like, yeah, I could. I'm worried what I'd replace it with. So like right now, I know the harm that I'm doing to myself by smoking. I'm fully aware of it. But I know that's all. It's the devil I know. And it's like, if I quit smoking, I'm not just going to like quit. I'm going to replace it with something. And I don't know what I would replace it with. Like I said, I don't drink. I never have drank. I've never done drugs in my life. So I don't know what I'd replace it with, but I would go inevitably searching for something to replace it with. And right now, smoking's probably better than anything I could replace it with. I couldn't replace it with another Starbucks. I mean, I already have 3 fucking Starbucks a day. So it's like I couldn't do 4. That put me way over my calorie count. So one of these days, it's gonna be that cold turkey thing. One of these days, it's just I'm gonna set them down and never pick them back up again. I cannot do cigars. I tried it. I tried that once. I can't do it. I inhale it. I've smoked for 25 years. And I can't, I would give anything, because I have friends that enjoy cigars. Like they go buy the very expensive ones and it's an experience. I mean, they enjoy it. Almost like people enjoy like whiskeys and scotches, and they have lounges and all this shit. It looks phenomenal. I'd love to go. I'd love to be a part of that whole scene. I can't do it. I inherently, because I'm a smoker, I just inhale it. And that is the worst feeling in the world when you're smoking a cigar and you inhale it. It's like, even as a smoker, it's like, holy hell. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack when I smoke a cigar because I inhale it. But I wish I could. I think maybe if I ever did quit, maybe like a year after I quit, I could try smoking a cigar. I tried the vaping thing, but now they're coming out. Vaping's worse for you than fucking smoking. I mean, all these kids. My cousin went through it with the whole popcorn lung thing. So it's like that. I quit that real quick. Plus, who wants to carry around one of those fucking things that's, it's like a football in your hand and it's mechanical. It's like, no, that didn't last long at all. I've tried like dipping. I tried that because I'm thinking, okay, if it's the nicotine, right? Then because I've convinced myself I could quit dipping. Like I can't quit smoking. That's going to be really hard. But like if I could ever replace smoking with like dipping, I could quit that because that's gross. No, I mean, it's not. I'm not saying people that do it are gross. I'm just saying because it's a physical thing in your mouth. It gets in between your teeth. All of that it's that's what I mean by gross. But I think to myself, I could quit that, but I can't do it. I can't tell you the number of times. There's a can of Grizzly long cut wintergreen that's been downstairs for 2 months because I woke up on one Saturday morning and was like, I'm fucking quitting smoking today. And I went down to Kroger and I bought, and it's still sitting there. But I actually quit once. I actually quit once for about 4 months. And my in-laws came to town and they were smokers. And we don't like, my wife used to smoke, but she quit smoking the day she found out she was pregnant with our about to be 16-year-old. So it's been 16 years since she smoked. But when her parents came to visit, we never even when she smoked, I smoked. We don't smoke in the house. We don't smoke like that. It's really weird as a smoker. Like I would never sit in the smoking section of a restaurant. It bothers me. The smoke bothers me. So we never smoked in the house, and they smoked a lot, like almost chain smoke. So if you want to have a conversation, we were constantly outside, right? And so then all of a sudden, after about 4 hours, you're like, okay, we're going to talk, but it's going to have to be outside because everybody's going to be smoking. And then it was, it was snapped and went right back. But I will say I did make a change then. I smoked Marlboro Reds for like 10 years, 10, 15 years. And it was then I did back down to Marlboro Lights. So it's still not good, but it's better than it could be. Anyway. But yes, one of these days I am going to quit. And hopefully it won't be too long. Because I'm almost at the point where I'm ready, What I think about Matt Desheen being signed by the Preds. I don't follow hockey as much as I should have, as much as I should. I'm a football guy. But from what I'm reading and what I'm hearing, it's a good thing. I couldn't believe. Now, I did see we let Subban. We traded Subban, which I thought was kind of weird. He was such a staple here. People loved him here. But evidently it had something to do with money. It always does. It always comes down to money. But from what I'm reading, like everybody that's into hockey that I know is excited about it. Put it that way. So it must be a good thing. I kind of got into hockey a few years ago, and it was a passing fad. I actually like it. I like going and watching it in person. I like that. I don't know that I like it so much on TV, and that's a thing. So, but anyway, guys, look, we've hung out for a couple hours, about 2.5 hours. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go see what's on TV. Grab a smoke, grab some water, and try to enjoy the rest of the night. I hope you guys do the exact same thing. I hope you have a phenomenal weekend. Be sure and hug the ones that you love. Tell them that you love them. Hold them close. If you hadn't found that person, go jump in your car and go find them. But I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me for a couple hours. I mean, we just had some fun. Just hanging out. Sometimes it's just worth doing. Guys, thank you so much. I look forward to the next time we get together. And maybe we'll do something live a little more regularly than we have been. But like I said, thanks so much for being here. See you next time.